Welcome to Leading the Follower with your host, Rebecca Benston. Good morning and welcome to Leading the Follower. I'm Rebecca Benston and I am here on this Saturday to make up for not being here on Friday. I ended up being really busy yesterday and not able to take a few minutes and record a podcast. So I wanted to make sure that I stopped in today and just said a few things about what was on my mind yesterday. I did have a topic, and I will talk about that in just a few minutes. But first, I want to remind you to stop by the Higher Ground Books and Media website. Sign up to be a site member so that you can participate in our forum, and there you can share your prayer requests and praise reports and just become a part of the community. We're trying to build that up so that we have more people who can pray for you, and for now, we're happy to answer your prayer requests and to lift you up as you share your victories and your challenges. Of course, we're not granting you your prayers. That's God's job, but we're very happy to help you in the area of sending the word out to Him. We also have lots of great inspirational, motivational, and educational titles. We like to say all of those things to describe the work that we do. And there is a little bit of a slight difference between inspirational and motivational. Not going to get into that today, but one day I will talk a little bit about why I have those three characteristics that I use, all the time to talk about what we do. So, but today I want to talk a little bit about salespeople. It's probably been long understood that I am not a fan of people who do sales as their primary job. I am not a fan of high pressure sales. I don't like for people to jump into my inbox and pitch something to me when I haven't asked for information or I haven't, given any indication that it's something I'm interested in, especially if it's extremely far off from anything that I do or talk about doing. For me, it's insulting to have someone send me a message asking me if I want to be involved in some kind of a fitness program or whatever, when I haven't said to you, hey, I would like for you to do that. It's just a bit ridiculous, because that's like, I don't know, you don't know who you're reaching out to when you do that. You don't know what struggles that person has with trying to get to the gym or trying to stay in at least decent shape so that they can get around every day. And truthfully, it's kind of shallow and makes me never want to do business with someone who would take that kind of a step toward me without taking the time to get to know me as a person or what I might need or want, It's just tacky. So I was thinking the other day about what it is that really annoys me about these sales pitches that I get. And I figured out that aside from just, I think it's rude to just jump in and try to sell somebody something. I think that there's a lot of brokenness for me around poverty, and having grown up in a situation that was kind of volatile in terms of money and what we had and what we didn't have. it is always kind of a sore subject for me to not be able to get what I need or get what I want. And generally, now that I've gone through so much in my life and I've reached a point where I can get things that I need and I can get things that I want from time to time. I'm not a person who's very materialistic or, brand oriented. I am someone who just, I'm good with getting the necessities and the things that will help me to live my life a little bit easier, that will make things more convenient for me. I'm okay with paying for things like that. But to be approached by someone and pitched a certain product or service that I might be interested in if I was able to afford it is always just so off-putting to me, because I tend to reach out when I want something or when I need something. If there's a service or a product that I would like to get, I will reach out to whoever is offering that, and I will get it if it's something that's within my reach. And a lot of times I've had, as a business owner, I have so many people send me emails, well, let me fix your website, or let me do this, or let me do that. Well, first of all, if I didn't ask for help with it, please don't do that. Don't come at me like that. I do a lot of my work myself, and I try to do a good job on the work that I do on the website and on all of my my graphics and all of my promos and things. And I've taken courses, and if it's not something that you think looks good, well, that's you, and that's fine. But everything that I put on my website or create for social media is something that I put a lot of time and energy into, and something that that I feel passes my standard for what's acceptable. And for someone to just come at me like, your website looks terrible, or this and that, it's like, oh, okay. So all the time that I spent getting training for this and learning how to do this stuff, and then doing the work to make it look the way I wanted it to look, has no value to you, and you want to make sure I feel bad about it. Okay. Just so that you can make a little money. What would ever make someone think that the way to get me to buy a service from them is to insult my ability to do my work? I just don't see how that translates into making me want to buy something from you. So that's a problem that I've had for a long time. I don't know if that's some kind of a negative reinforcement that they try to do when they try to sell you something and tell you that you're so bad at it, you have to get it from them. Or I'm just not sure where that comes from. And it's almost like they have no ability to understand what part of that is insulting when they're talking to someone. So, I don't know. And I can't really stand to interact with people who have no alarm that goes off in them when they've said something touchy or something that is hurtful to someone else, that they just bulldoze right through and they don't care what impact their words and actions make on other people. I'm not a fan of that. So that is extremely off-putting. And the other side of it is, if it's something I've been looking at as something that I would like, but I know that I don't have the wherewithal to get it at that point in time. Maybe I'm saving up for it, or maybe I'm trying to find a way to afford it. And I get these high-pressure emails or messages that say, well, you can't just not put money into your business and expect it to do this or that. And, you have to spend this money in order to do this. Well, no, I don't. Because for me, when I say I don't have the money for it, what I mean is I have the money to keep the lights on in my house, to keep food on my table, to keep my rent paid, and keep my car running so that I can get from place to place. I have the money to keep my necessities intact and to take care of my health and my daughter's health and my pets. And that's what I have the money for right now. And I'm not sacrificing any one of those things just so you can make your commission. I'm just not going to do that. So that is another tactic that I don't appreciate out of salespeople. And like I said, I think what really gets me is the fact that many of them seem to have no instinct to care about the other person. All they're looking at is the sale. And I know that they are taught that way. I've seen that before, which is why I don't like sales. It's not part of what I like to focus on in my business. And I don't try to push products or services on people that don't need them. If I put the information out there that I provide this, and you happen to see it, and you contact me and say, I would like to get this from you, then I will talk to you about what I offer or, what I do. But I'm not going to jump into someone's inbox and say, you are not going to be able to survive without buying this from me. I don't care if it means you don't feed your kids for 3 days. You need to pay me so that I can help you do this. That's just not my way of operating, not my way of thinking. If you ask me for a quote and my price is too high for you, I'll understand that. Because I'm coming from a place where I have operated for years and years with having to sacrifice the way my business runs in order to take care of my family and myself. And that's more important to me than whether or not my business is trendy or popular or, turning over millions of dollars. I don't need to line my pockets in that way to be happy. I didn't start the business to make money. I started the business out of a calling and out of just a desire to keep my books published and then start helping other people publish their books. I didn't think I would make a whole lot of money at it because I was always told that it wasn't a very lucrative business to be in unless you're one of the top publishers out there. And I have found the publishing business to be rewarding in a number of other ways. I would love for it to be something that could help me be self-sufficient. And if I really went after it, if I really put the time into sales and marketing, I'm sure that it could be my number one priority. And I've thought many times, should I switch over and take control like that and just really put it out there as being a very businessy, instead of what I want it to be, which is I want my business to be empowering to other people. I want people to come away from an interaction with Higher Ground Books and Media feeling like they were able to mark something off their goals list. Like if you come to me and you want to publish your book and I can help you and it's in your budget for me to help you and I can walk you through the steps to get your book out there, that gets you one step closer to your dream of being an author. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to help you tell your story or, share your vision with people if it aligns with what I'm doing in Higher Ground Books and Media. Especially if it's something that is going to glorify God and show the world that He is equipping us all the time with gifts and skills and abilities, and this is one way that He helps us get the word out. I really want to do that for people. I want to be able to provide a service that helps to empower and inspire people, and one that helps you in your journey toward healing, if you are dealing with brokenness and challenges from your past, from your current life. I don't want people to go into their future feeling hopeless or feeling like they can't do things because they didn't have what they needed in the past. It means more to me than that. It really, I'm not a very commercial person. I'm not someone who is so into image and brands and labels. I've never been that way. I always wanted to just really make a difference with what I was doing. So I figured if it was meant for me to make all of the money that I needed to support myself from doing the publishing, that's the way God would have structured it for me. And when it's time for that to happen, I'm sure He will. If that is ever going to be time, He may always want me to do this as my ministry that I do aside from my tent making. The thing that I have to do to make money to live may not be what I do with Higher Ground Books and Media. But what I do with the publishing business could very well help some other people launch their own tent making that is related to their writing and their books and going out and speaking and doing the things that they need to do to help others understand how God heals and how God's power in your life makes a huge difference. And if I do that, if I can be a launch pad for someone to do that, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. So that's what's been on my mind. All of that from thinking about how much I dislike high pressure sales and people who just don't seem to see past the dollar signs of what they're doing. If your work doesn't have meaning past that, I just really urge you to look at your life and try to figure out why you're doing the things that you do. I know sales comes naturally to some people and they don't see the problem with being like that. But there are people out there who are in desperate need to tell their story and to do everything in their power that they can do to heal and help others heal. And their intentions are good, but they get so beat down by all of these little hoops that they have to jump through just to get a story out there. And it's so difficult to stay hopeful and to stay motivated to share what God wants you to share when there are so many barriers put up. So I just wish that there weren't so many people who were willing to be barriers just for $1, just to get the money that they want. And I'm going to continue to do my work and try to be a vehicle for people to do this in a way that is not going to break them, but one that inspires them to do more with what they have and to press forward and let God heal them as they go. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what Higher Ground Books and Media is, what I want it to be, what I have been working for it to be for these 10 years. And I hope that you will continue to support us by listening to the podcast, by subscribing to our website, by checking out our shop and, picking up a book when it looks like something that would help you or inspire you or entertain you. And I hope that you'll tell the people you care about the resources that we have to help you stay inspired and hopeful. And if there's anything that we can do to help you in that journey toward healing and telling your story and doing the things that God wants you to do, then please get in touch and see if we have something that will work for you. We won't bother you. We're not going to hunt you down and ask you to spend money with us. That's not what we do. But if you stop in, if you see something we can do for you that you can afford and you want to spend your money on, great. That's great. But there will never be high pressure sales from this end of the table. It just is not going to happen. That's not what we're here for. And that's not what we want to be here for. So, but thank you so much for listening today, and thank you for supporting us. I know that we're not really very prevalent out there yet, but one day I hope to be someone that people will turn to for inspiration and motivation when they need it. I hope that more people will seek out advice from us and let us help get them started on their journey and do what we can do. That's what we're here for. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your Father's Day weekend. And we will be back Monday, God willing. God bless. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check out our website and blog. The blog is at www.leading-the-follower.com. Thanks and God bless.